Hello, Disney Infinity trainers, and welcome back to yet another episode of my Let's Build a Toybox series here on Disney Infinity 3.0. And so today we're going to add to our ever-expanding world. And I wanted to do something a little bit different today, I suppose. And what I'm looking to do here, so last episode we were in Can Diego, and there are still many things I want to do in Can Diego, and there's something that I might do in Can Diego in this episode. I'll try not to make this episode too long, but I definitely have a lot of plans. For once, I actually have plans. So we are back in Main Street, watching over our followers. Here's Flips. There's Flips. Going to get a churro, as he does. He is the churro mascot. And so where I wanted to start, so in this episode I actually wanted to kind of show a little kind of trick that you can do in Disney Infinity 3.0 that has existed since Disney Infinity 2.0, but it's very useful for building. And I will go ahead and show that. It's going to be showing how to use the interior decorations in the toy box, in the actual outside toy box. So I'll go ahead and do a tutorial on that in case you're wondering. It's something that is pretty nifty. Also, I will be using some of those interior decorations to decorate a little bit of Can Diego, just a certain section of Can Diego. And we're going to be adding another little kind of section here. So let's just go ahead and begin, I suppose. Alright, so my plan here, so if you've ever been to Disneyland, in Main Street, wow, I just fell. In Main Street, which is like right where you walk in, there's, a lot of buildings. It essentially resembles this, but it looks a little better than this does. And there is one part in Main Street that is a rare, or kind of like a hidden treasure, and it's called Walt's apartment. So it's Walt Disney's, I guess, apartment. I think he stayed there. He actually lived there for a time. And it's really top secret. You can only access it if you're like a special person. So I've never actually seen it myself. And so what we're actually going to do is, rather than making Walt's apartment, since I've never been there and I have no idea what to do for it, we're actually going to make Donald's apartment. How about that? Donald is special. He gets his own section of our Toy Box world. Why is that? Well, it's because he's lucky. I just kind of randomly chose him today. I was looking on my shelf to see which character I was going to use, and I saw Donald sitting there, and I was like, I haven't used Donald in a while, and he's a pretty cool character, so let's use him. And then I got the idea to do Walt's apartment, and I was like, okay, well, I've never been there, so let's just do Donald's apartment. So Donald got really lucky with the luck of the draw here. So the way I'm going to do it is it's going to be a little secret area here. So you're going to approach this, and it's going to prompt you, and it's going to ask you if you want to knock, and do the secret knock. And when you do the secret knock, it'll transport you to the interior, which is going to serve two purposes in this episode. It's going to serve to represent Donald's apartment, and it's also going to allow us to showcase the trick of using interior decorations and transporting them to the toy box. So let's go ahead and begin. So the first thing that we're going to need, there are a few things that we're going to need. Let's take a look here. Well, we're going to need a locator. And this is not part of the tutorial, by the way. I mean, if you want to do something like this in your toy box and have like a hidden entrance to something, you can go ahead and follow along here. But this isn't the tutorial I was talking about. So put the locator right here, I suppose, because that'll be the secret area. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to need... Let's see if I can think of everything we're going to need right off the top of my head. Okay, team scoreboard, not text creator. I don't think we're going to need that. We're going to need a dynamic trigger, as well as a context button assigner. There we go. And the last thing we're going to need is a toy box door. And that's not in the creative doors, it's in the gameplay doors. Okay, so what we could do is kind of like the entrance to Can Diego over there. We could just leave the door here and have it there. But, I like to kind of have secret things sometimes, so we're actually going to hide this door. We could put it like up here. I guess that's kind of fine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep that right there. It's still out of the way, and you still can't really access it unless you're like flying or something, so it's still pretty hidden. I mean, we could hide it underneath the terrain, but for right now we'll just leave it right here because we do need it for the next few steps. So basically here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and set the dynamic trigger as we often do. I like this toy a lot. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and do properties. The trigger distance, I mean, I don't really know the difference. I'm just going to put 8 just kind of as a random number, and then the target is going to be the locator. And then what we're going to be doing is the locator connection. The locator connection, so this is the appropriate locator that we're looking for. So let's set that to the location. And then we're going to do logic connection. When this area is entered by any player, we are going to trigger the button prompt. Activate. For the player, for the triggering player. Kind of doesn't matter. And now we're done with this one, so we can go ahead and move it away. We're going to hide them up here. I mean, this is an area where we don't have anything going on up here, so unless we have a character jump up here, we're not going to be seeing this pretty often, so we can hide it there. And now we're going to assign the button text. So the logic connection is when the button is pressed by any player, I guess, by the triggering player, we're going to change the level. Hopefully this all works the way I want it to. I'm kind of worried, but we'll see. Alright, so now for this, we're going to go ahead and do properties. The destination locator tag kind of doesn't matter right now. The destination, we're going to need to set that and require confirmation. We will turn that off since we're doing the button assigner anyway. And let's see, the destination is going to be a new interior. So we're going to do new toy box, new interior. And the level name is going to be Donald's apartment. Alright, Donald's apartment. And we're going to save. Alright, so we're adding yet another door to our level, so that is 3 doors currently. That's not that much. We still have, you can link 10 different doors to a toy box, so we still have quite a few to go. I don't know if we'll get to every single one by the end of our toy box, because each single door represents pretty big worlds, but yeah, so that looks good, that looks good. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I'm always doubtful that I'm going to be messing something up, because that could really mess things up if we don't get it right. So let's set the properties again. The define duration, we're actually going to turn that on, and we're going to set it to, I guess, 3 seconds. So if you don't want to travel to the world, you don't press the button, and after 3 seconds, it'll go away. And show button prompt, yes. Button prompt location, player. Deactivated prompt when pressed, on. Okay, so the button prompt text is going to be knock. And if you knock, then, wait, knock. I don't think it needs to have a question mark. And so if you choose to knock, then Donald's secret apartment will open. Nice. All right, so that should do it. So thanks for watching. Just kidding. You're not getting off that easy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move this away as well because we don't need it here. And say goodbye to flips, everyone. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to flips because we're going to be leaving this area. And see, it'll show, but after 3 seconds, if you don't press it, it'll go away. So maybe 2 seconds is fine. 3 seconds seems like a lot. So I see Flips over there. He has eaten his churro for the day. He's probably had like 12 churros today. Well, who knows? We haven't been supervising him, and it is 7 p.m. right now, so who knows how many churros that guy's had. Anyway, bye Flips. I almost called him Chips. Bye everyone else. Not you, Jar Jar. Okay, let's see if we can hit him. Nope. Alright, well, we'll still hit him. Okay, sorry, I just, every time I see Jar Jar, I just want to beat him up. Alright, so, well, actually, thank you for reminding me, even though no one reminded me. We're going to save it, so I'll go ahead and cut right here, if I remember. I'll cut right here to after I've saved it. Alright. Alright, so we have saved, so everything should be good now. And we're going to go ahead and enter Donald's apartment. Knock. Okay, so we knocked. Maybe I should put like a sound effect or something. But we did the secret knock, and that is gaining us access to Donald's apartment. Here we are in Donald's apartment. It is completely bare. And unfortunately, I mean, this is really cool, but we're actually not going to be spending a whole lot of time in Donald's apartment in this episode. We'll save that for a future episode, maybe the next one, because I really want to showcase that little trick I was telling you about. So Donald's apartment is going to be pretty barren right now. It's not going to be anything super spectacular just yet. I mean, we will be developing it as the series goes on, but for this episode, it's just going to be cheap like this. All right, so let's go ahead and add some rooms. So let's see, what type of shape am I looking for here? Because basically we need another door. Because where does this one go? Let's go ahead and check where this one goes. Yeah, this travels to our main world. So we're going to need to add another door here. And so that's why I want to add a room, because we don't want to put the second door like in the entrance of Donald's place. Actually, I mean, at the same time, we could do that. I mean, we could put a locator so that you spawn somewhere else. And so I think I'll go ahead and do that then. Let's see. Is there like a grand like foyer kind of room? Like a bigger room? This looks fairly big. This looks like a decent starting point. Or what about this type of room? This is a sidekick suite. We don't need that right now. Ooh, stairway. There's stairways now, so that's pretty cool. But we'll go ahead and, like I said, experiment with all that later on. 4-room D. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. 4-room C. See, I don't quite know what the best setup. This looks like a good setup just because it's pretty spacious. So let's go ahead and add that for now. And so we have that. Let's see, if we spawn here, maybe this could be like upstairs or something. Let's see. A room with stairs. There's also these cool like sidekick haunted mansion rooms. We'll go ahead and add that as well, but not right now. Discotheque, that's pretty awesome. Sidekick suite, I don't know what that does. Command center, that's cool. Alright, so there's stairs, right? So let's see. Could we lower it? Yeah, we could. Alright, so this could be like the upstairs part. There we go. Alright. So, boom. Actually, let's undo that. Let's move it over here. Again, I'm going to try to aim for this video being around 30 minutes. Let's hope that works out. Alright, so this will be the upstairs part, and we'll go ahead and fix that later, like I said, but this is pretty tentative. So we're going to try to go ahead and make this like the spawning point for Donald's apartment, and we can put another room here if we like. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll put like a small room, like a one-door room or something. Something like this. Yeah, so we can spawn here, and this can be like the entrance. Maybe a hallway? Alright, a long hall? Kind of doesn't matter. And then a one-door room. Alright. So we'll spawn here. So I'll put a locator here, and we're going to have to change the settings for the secret door in our Main Street area, but I'll do that later. I'll do it off screen. So this is where we'll spawn, and then, you know, you walk up there, and then you can go upstairs, and blah, blah, blah. So let's see, what are we looking at here? We're going to need a locator. And I believe this should be number 4, because, let's hope it's number 4, because of the fact that, actually that should be moved. Okay, you can't turn it apparently, so we're going to need a, let's see, change it. Alright, let's see if we're facing this way. How does the locator spawn? Like that. Yeah, that's how it should spawn. Okay. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is number 4 for the locators. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And let's set the properties. So this is number 4. And there are 10 possible options. So we're using up these options quickly. And that's good. That's good. Alright. Alright, so once we set the door, as soon as we enter Donald's secret apartment, this is where we will spawn. But I will have to set that. So let's go ahead and get to the meat of the episode, I suppose, even though we've already covered quite a lot. Alright, so this is the upstairs area, and then I think I want to add the candy room like over here. So this will be like I guess a candy room of some sort, and this will be how you will access Candiego. Awesome, isn't it? I mean, I really don't know. Let's see. I guess something like this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this for now. Again, this is all tentative, but the reason I'm doing all this first is because you can't move doors or decorations for that matter through rooms. So wherever you set it, in whichever room you set it, that's basically where it's staying. So as you can see, I'm trying to like get it into the other room, and you can't do that. You actually have to set it for whatever room you want it to be in permanently, pretty much. So, and that's especially true for doors because, you know, doors you save information on the door, and so I can't just delete it and place another door. I mean, I guess I could do that, but for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and do this. So this is how you access Candiego in a secret kind of way, I guess. Let's go ahead and change it to pink like the other Candiego door. And we're about to show off the tutorial. So the tutorial begins now. So you need the door, and you need to set it. First, let's set it for where our destination is. And so whatever toy box you want to use to put the interior decorations in, that should be your destination. So for my case, I want to set it to Candiego. So I think, let's see. Which one is it? Is it import or is it link? I think it's import. And I think that kind of chooses the one for us. Let's see. I hope that's the case. So we want to select world, and we're looking at Candiego. Import and link this toy box. Yes. I think that's correct. Let's hope this is all going right. I will be very sad if it's not. And require confirmation. So part of the tutorial is that you do require confirmation off. So in order to do what we're doing, you want to make sure the confirmation is off, which means that when you go through the door or when you access the door through logic, it doesn't ask you travel to here. It doesn't show anything. It just automatically transports you. So that's important. You want to make sure to turn the confirmation off. And that's about it for the properties. So make sure you set the door to where you want to go and you turn the confirmation off. I can't stress that enough. And so the next thing you're going to need a few creativitoys. Let's start with a button, an action button. You're also going to need a time delayer. And I think that's it, in all honesty. I remember I've watched a couple tutorials on this before, but it was a while ago, and I haven't done this regularly, so you know, I'm not the best at it, but from what I remember, I believe I'm doing this correctly. All right, so what you're doing here is you're setting the button first so that when it's pressed, you activate the time delayer, start delay. And then you're going to do, when the time delay is complete, delay completed, you change the level. And that's why it's important to turn this setting to off, require confirmation off, because when the time delay is complete, it's just going to transport you to the level without asking. It's going to be automatic. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go to the time delayer, go to properties, and the delay time, I think you do 11, although I've seen different numbers here. I've seen 10, I think 11's fine. I don't think, I mean, I think you definitely want to do it like a certain amount of time, but I don't think there's too much time, if that makes sense. There's such a thing as too little, but maybe not too much. I could be wrong on that, but let's hope it's not an exact time. But anyway, So once you've done that, once you've hooked that all up, you definitely want to make sure you save it. And once again, I will cut this part out once I show that you're saving it, just to kind of continue, showing. All right, so save it in the interior name. You're gonna save. All right, so our game is now saved. So once you've hooked all these things up and saved the game, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna press the button, and then you're immediately gonna open up the ribbon and go to any of the interior decorations. So these all work. And so the time delayer is active right now, so when it's done, you're transported. And it's important that as soon as you press the button, you open the editor. And see, we're traveling to San Diego. Let's see if it worked. If it worked, you should be able to open the editor and it should show all of the interior decorations there. And you have free roam to be able to place them as you like. Now, it will save, so if you're done placing all your interior decorations and you're done editing and you want to save the level, you just save it. And however, when you re-access the level, you will have to do that method again if you want to be able to add more. So as you can see, it worked. Awesome. So now you can place interior decorations in your toy box, in your actual toy box, in your non-interior toy box. Okay, and now, so there are a few particular decorations that I'm looking for to put in San Diego, and we'll do this fairly briefly. We are at 25 minutes, so I'll go ahead and end the video after I show off those decorations. But as you can see, these are decorations that are only accessible in the interior, and therefore, if you want to put them in your toy box, they are only accessible through this method. And so it's pretty unique, pretty awesome, and very, very useful. Oops. So what I wanted to put here is these right here, these mine carts, because we have our mine over here, and so we're going to put some gems. And these gems, they're rock candy, because, continuing with the candy theme, they're not just regular gems, they're actually rock candy. And sweet rocks, whatever that means. So we're going to go ahead and decorate our toy box accordingly. And there's only a few. Also, be on the lookout for streams. Feel free to follow me on Twitch. I will be posting a link to my Twitch account in the description, because I will be streaming sometime this weekend. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but I will be letting you know. I will be posting on Twitter and even on YouTube when I do stream, and I'll let you all know that, so you can join me there. The last stream was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of viewers as well. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter. That's always good too. And if you enjoy the series and you haven't really seen many of the episodes, whoops. If you enjoy the series and you want to see more, feel free to click in the description. I actually have the complete playlist of the Let's Build a Toy Box series. This is episode 17, so we have 16 episodes before this. And if you haven't watched every episode, I definitely recommend it. It's been a lot of fun. And you can also check out my Disney Infinity Games series, where we fight with 2 Disney Infinity characters. That link is also in the description. And if there's anything else you want to see, any other games that you want me to play, such as, Lego Dimensions, uh, you know, Splatoon, Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, I will definitely be happy to play those. I have fun with those. It's just that I've kind of been more focused on Disney Infinity and Lego Dimensions as of late. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the series. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.